Hi, my name is Amanda Jordan Starks, and I'm going to share with you my literacy autobiography, a timeline of events in my life that describe how I became literate, how I view literacy, and the type of English teacher I'd like to become. Reading and writing has always been um, two of my joys in life. I started reading and writing at a very young age. I like to read to my son, Sevi, who is in the picture here. We went back recently to my childhood home and we're cleaning things out, and I found lots of books, fairy tales, Tolkien, Winnie the Pooh books, diaries I started writing in at the age of 8. To me, reading was an escape. My parents read to me when I was really little until I started reading on my own. There were usually books in the house, but my favorite place to go was the library, and this is a picture of the public library near where I grew up. I can still close my eyes and smell the old carpets, the squeaky floors. A huge success for me would always be going from the children's section of the library to the juvenile section of the library, and then when I finished all of those books, getting to go to the adult section of the library. So in high school, I felt like I had a great grasp of reading and writing English. I participated in speech and debate from 9 years old through high school and got to go to state championships. Um, Probably one of the only lower points in high school was that my teacher, my sophomore English teacher, actually, I had told him that I got into college, and he told me, oh, as long as you make your essays entertaining, you'll get an A. So then when I went from this library to this library, which is the Geisel Library at UCSD, I was shocked to see that I was getting C's or low B's on my essays, and it's because I had no idea how to organize them. I didn't know what a thesis was. I didn't know that paragraphs had to have certain themes, and it was a learning curve, and with the help of TAs, really, I was able to improve my writing. Then I decided to study abroad in Chile for a year, and that was where literacy for me was again challenged when I had to become literate in another language, in Spanish, which is not my native language, even though I've been familiar with it most of my life. Now, in Chile, they have their own lexicon. There's a lot of slang, but on top of that, they're very intellectual Spanish speakers. I took classes with Chilean students, not foreigners, and I had to read the same books, do the same papers, and even though it took me 2 or 3 times as long, I gradually improved over the year, but I always felt a little bit tonta or stupid compared to everyone else, just because my Spanish was not as good as theirs. After college, I had a great experience with literacy. I worked at the City College English Center, first as kind of like a secretary and then as a tutor. And it was there I learned how to write a good essay, that it's actually not that hard, that there's even a certain formula to it, if you will. Um, I learned a lot about grammar from tutoring in class for English language learners. I remember getting really excited looking up the word if, trying to understand articles and prepositions and the conditional. Grammar and writing essays started to become really interesting and exciting for me. Now, as I think about becoming an English teacher, I want to improve in the way that I teach students who don't like to read or write, who don't have the same literacy background as me. This is a picture from Boy Meets World, a show I liked when I was younger, of bored high school students. I would really like to know more strategies on how to help reading become interesting and exciting for them, because it's such a big part of me that I worry I won't be able to relate to those students. For me, literacy is alfabetismo, which is literacy in Spanish. It's oral communication and expression, it's reading and writing. And I think now a big part of literacy is actually technology. I think people who are not familiar with texting, with Googling, with a lot of the technology that we have now, are in some ways illiterate, and I know that my students will be even more literate than I am in those areas, and I look forward to learning from them and introducing them to new things as we just continue on our literacy journey together. Thank you.